Hello and welcome back to Here We Tow. Today I'm at Kimberley Caravans in Darlington. They've also got a branch in Nottingham, and I'm here to review this. It's the Bailey Alora 69-4S motorhome. It's a 4-berth motorhome with 4 travel seats, and it's what's known as a compact motorhome because of its width as opposed to its length, but I'll go into that shortly. There's actually 3 layouts on the Bailey Alora range, and they were launched back in October 2023. I did do an overall video of all those layouts, and I'll put a link down there. But this one is the 69-4S. It is based on the Ford, as we can see. Now, prices start at £75,500. They do come as standard with the Ford 2-litre diesel engine, 130 horsepower and 6-speed manual transmission. This one here has actually got the 155 horsepower and the optional automatic transmission. Let's start with some sizes. So the Alora, it's 6.99 metres in length, it's 2.1 metres in width, and height-wise it's 2 metres and 85 centimetres. Now the good news is this motorhome has a gross vehicle weight of 3.5 tonnes or 3,500 kilos, so you can drive it on your Category B driver's licence. It also has a fantastic payload of 550 kilos. So that is the exterior. Let's make a start around the motorhome. So we'll start up here with the Ford cab. So we can see the Ford headlights that we're getting, the black cluster here and the Ford badge. Let's make our way down the offside of the Alora. So because it is compact, we have these neat and compact wing mirrors here. We are getting the black 16-inch alloy wheels. The sides of the Alora, these are the AluTech sides from Bailey with the dove grey finish, and we can see here the decals on the model. We have here our electric hookup point and our toilet cassette point, and then coming back, this is the vent for the Truma. Now the Alora actually has the Truma diesel heating system. It runs off diesel and electric when you're on electric hookup. Up on the roof, we are getting a standard, a 100-watt solar panel and a television aerial as well. Down here, we have the emptying point for the grey waste. In terms of water on the Alora motorhome, we're getting a 115-litre freshwater tank and a 100-litre grey waste tank. Let's make a start next in the garage, because this motorhome does come with a garage. So if we open this up, we can take a look inside of here first of all. Now, we have a garage door on the near side and the off side, as we can see. In here, this is where we're going to find storage for one 6-kilo gas bottle. So that there is your gas storage locker. There's also then a number of other storage compartments. There's one here, one there, and then we'll see the others as we go in. So you can see there that the garage itself has a good height and a reasonably good width, to be honest, and quite a solid floor. So you can keep bikes in there and various other things. It has got quite a high lip into the garage, but if you're not lifting anything too heavy, that won't be a problem at all. Let's close that up and venture around the back of the Alora. So coming to the rear, so on the back here, we can see we have got a reversing camera up there. That plays through into a screen in the cab, which we'll see when we go inside. Pre-installation with a bike rack here if you wanted that. And then we can see the nice LED lights that Bailey have used on the Alora model. And because it's only 2.1 metres in width, you can see it's quite a nice compact size as well. And that's great for narrower roads as well. Or if you haven't got a wide drive at home, that's when these sort of motorhomes come into their own. Let's have a look in this other garage door on the near side. So on the near side here, we can see in again. Now, what we are getting, there is a table here. This lifts out and you can use this outside for eating. And then here we have got a pull-out drawer with storage. And then coming down, we have got a TV point and also a plug socket as well. So you could use an electric cooking device here, put on the television or charge your e-bikes. Right, let's continue down the near side. So coming down, here we have our whale water point. So as I said, we can fill that fresh water tank that we've got on board. Then we can see these tinted windows as coming down, the awning light, and as I mentioned, the aerial before, we can just see that up there. So that is the near side of the Alora. What we're going to do now is venture inside and take a closer look. So if we open the door, that holds back there. It won't, you have to give it a good pull to close it again. We've got the window with a blind in it, and we're also finding a bin as well. We'll go inside and have a look at this 4-berth and check out the layout. So come on, let's venture inside. We'll start up in the cab first of all on the Bailey Alora. Now, what I really like with the Fords, we've got a nice modern front here. We can see the multifunctional steering wheel. This is the huge 12-inch infotainment screen that I mentioned when I was talking about the reversing camera. So you can see the rear view camera on this screen, and you're also going to be able to use the satellite navigation on here as well. This one does have the automatic gearbox, and we can see that there. Now the cab benefits from blinds all the way around, and I do like the finishing on these seats. We've got this leatherette finish here, and we can see Bailey embossed there, and then that is actually nicely complemented with these seats cushions as well that are finished, and with the Alora embossed there. So let me stand up and we can take a look. So moving into the cab space. Now, if you can see here the flooring, first of all, I actually really like this flooring finish, this wood effect, but we drop down, and what that does, it gives us lots of headroom here. So if you're a taller person, there's no drop down bed on the Alora, so plenty of headroom. There's some storage up here and a sunroof, that again has got its own blind. And then we've got the cupboards for the storage. I'll open this one, very good height, really good depth to them, so excellent storage cupboards. We've got obviously those on the near side and the off side. So this is our near side cupboard. This is where the aerial's coming in. If you want to have Wi-Fi fitted, that is an optional extra, so you can have Wi-Fi fitted. Now around these windows we do have these nice fabrics around, so it just softens it up a little bit in here, and these have blinds as well. Now coming through into the lounge area, these 2 bench seats, these will convert into travel seats. You've got 2 more travel seats here. And then this, as well as a lounge area, can also be used as 2 berths. This will convert into a huge bed, 6'5" by 4'5". So a really good sized bed here in the lounge area. Just over on this wall here, there's a television bracket that we can see, and a plug socket. And this is where your aerial or 12-volt feed's going to go. So television space there. Let's have a little spin around, and I'll just move back this way. Now, when we came into the motorhome on the near side, above the habitation door, this is where we're going to find the control panel for the water and the lights there. And there's also some light switches as well. So you've got a control panel there. I'll step up now into the kitchen space. So as I make my way into the Alora kitchen, first of all, got a nice mirror here as well. So obviously, 1, you can look in it, and 2, it makes it look, the motorhome feel a bit larger because you have got that mirrored finish there. Coming down onto the near side, we've got this kitchen. Now, as motorhome kitchens go, this is pretty good. We're getting included a good size flap. You can see how long that is. So a really good size flap to give additional worktop space. The table that we saw back in the garage, you can also use that in here as well if you wanted some additional space in here and also to eat at in the motorhome. We've got this worktop space here, and this has got quite a nice solid feel to it. It feeds round here to our sink. Now the sink has a cover, which we can see here. You can also use these as draining boards as well if you want to put them there when you're washing up and put your drying on there. Nice size sink. And then what we're getting here is 2 plug sockets for your kettles and toasters, and the control panel for the diesel or electric Truma heater, and that's also where you'll operate the hot water from. Now if people aren't aware of the diesel heater, normally Truma, you're probably used to having it run off gas or electric, whereas this one, instead of running off gas, it runs off the diesel in your diesel tank if you're off grid, or if you're on electric hookup, it uses the electric like usual. So that's what that is, just to explain if you weren't familiar with it. Moving along now, we've got a really good size Thetford hob, 3 gas burners which will run off your gas tank, and an electric plate as well if you're on hookup. And then we have the dual gas oven and grill. What you can do on the Alora range is you can have an optional microwave fitted. It's not standard, but you can have one fitted if you like. Let's have a look in this cupboard. So it's a good size, 1 piece, as you can see. And I do like this gloss finish as well. That gives it quite a nice quality feel. there's a good amount of room in here. I imagine if you do fit the microwave, it's going to go in here in this cupboard, potentially in this one. There is a plug socket up there ready, so good amount of space in there. And now I'm just going to move downwards. So moving down, we have a storage cupboard here under the oven, a storage cupboard there as well. And then I'll pull this drawer out and we can see what would be a cutlery drawer as well under the sink. I'll close those up again. So that is the kitchen space, and you are getting, for a 7-metre motorhome, the cooking facilities, the sink, the microwave's an optional extra, so yeah, a nice kitchen space. I'm going to work my way back now to the bed next and have a look at this, what I would call a transverse bed. So we've got the transverse bed. As I say, there are 3 layouts on Alora. I'm going to put a link in the description below. So if you prefer a longitudinal bed model or an island bed model, those are available and they'll be in that link, so you can have a look at those. But this one is the transverse bed. Now, the transverse bed, this is 6 feet and 2 inches in length. So good size, good length bed for obviously 2 adults or whoever chooses to sleep on it. Moving down, now we've got some storage here. So first of all, we've got this pull-out drawer that we can see here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn around and show you this, which is another huge compartment there, which we can see. And then I'll close that up. And then, if you're wondering how to get onto the bed, we have got this drop-down step. So if I drop that down, so to get onto the bed, we pull this down, and I'm just going to shuffle back onto here. So no problem there getting onto the bed. There is a privacy curtain just here, so on a night time you can pull this across. There's a window to this side and a sunroof here. These do have blinds and fly screens. Now at the top end of the bed, we can see we've got the headboard there in that same finish that we had on the seats in the front and the cushions. We've got 2 LED lights up there, and here on this side here on the off side, there's a plug socket, light switch, and like a little cubby hole is probably what I'd call it. We do have some cupboards as well behind me. So we've got 3 storage cupboards for clothing. There we go. So in terms of bed space, what I do like is we feel nice and high. We've got a good sized bed and the window for letting fresh air in, and this sunroof and that privacy curtain. I'm now going to climb down off the bed in my ever graceful manner. So here we go. So down we go. I'll fold that away. Now, as I say, 6.99 metres, 2.1 metres wide. So far, it does feel quite a nice spacious motorhome for that sort of size. I'm now going to make my way down the off side of the motorhome. So next we're coming to this huge tower fridge and freezer. This is a Thetford compressor fridge and freezer. This runs off electric only, the 12-volt system on your motorhome, so it will not run off gas. I'll open this up. It has a total capacity of 150 litres. It's 138 in the fridge and 12 litres here in this freezer compartment. So that is the Thetford compressor tower fridge and freezer, a really nice piece of equipment. And the benefit with these, because you've got a 100-watt solar panel on the roof, when you are off grid, that'll keep your 12-volt battery charged up, and so you'll be able to keep that fridge running no problem. Right, carrying on round, we then move into the washroom. Now, what I really like, I do like the colour scheme in the Alora. We've got quite a lot of this grey, which complements the dove grey sides outside. So I will slide this around. So what we do is we slide this across, and we can now see our all-in-one washroom. So let's start at the bottom and I'll work my way up. So first of all, we've got this board. So when you're not using this as a shower room, we've got this board to stand on. When we are using it as a shower, you can see we lift it up and we've got 2 plugs underneath. I'll put that back and then I'll start moving upwards. Now, we can see we've got the shower curtain and we have got 2 hooks, and we've got a holder here for the shower head. Now I'll come to that. So first of all, we have the sink. It's quite a shallow sink, but it's got a nice size to it and we haven't got intrusion here. This is the tap. You can see this swivels. That's a hot and cold tap. And then moving up, we have got the mirror, and there's actually a cabinet behind here. I'll just give this a pull open. So if I pull this, we've got 2 shelves for our toiletries that we can see there. And then if I close that, what we then do is there's a little like catch here. If I just put that downwards in the down position, this slides across. I'll just straighten that back up. This slides across all the way over the toilet. You pull the shower curtain around you, and this is then your shower space. This comes out. You can put that up there if you need to. And then obviously when you're done, feed it back in. Ta-da! So this is the shower space. I'll just slide this back across. There we go. It's quite a good innovation. I've seen before where the walls normally pull across. You might have seen those in other reviews I've done. But on the Alora, Bailey have used a sliding system. So yeah, I like that. Then coming across, so let's start here. We have a Thetford swivel toilet. We also have 2 hooks here and a little shelf as well. And then what we're getting is somewhere to dry our towels when we've finished showering. And we've got a little sunroof here for ventilation. So this is your shower space. Now, I'll just close the shutter with me in here. So just give me a second. So you pull that around. So there is room to use the toilet, I can confirm, and obviously to use the shower. Now, there's always a compromise, and I would say the compromise on this motorhome is this all-in-one shower room, but you can't get everything in a motorhome of this size. So what we've got here, though, is a perfectly usable shower, sink and toilet. If you are a larger person, it's going to be a smaller space for you, but that is the only compromise I found really in terms of compromises. Right, let me dive back out and I'll close this up once you've had another little look there at the floor space. Now, the washroom has a blower for the air heating. There's one further down that end, there's one there, there's one here. There's plenty of little vents for the air blown heating. So I'd imagine it's going to be quite an efficient air blown heating system as well. Right, so one more look. So this is the lounge area on the Alora. We can see there the cab, a good amount of head space, a nice practical kitchen. Personally, I'd be tempted to have the microwave fitted. It depends how you like to cook. I'd be tempted to have that fitted. The only thing you can have is the Wi-Fi if you want the Wi-Fi system, and the automatic transmission, which this one's got. So yeah, that is a look around the Bailey Alora 69 4S. I think as compact motorhomes go, for £75,500, that is definitely one to consider. I've been quite impressed with the feel of that and the finish of it. So I've enjoyed having a look. Thank you to Kimberley Caravans who've invited us along to do a review of this Bailey. That is appreciated as always. I'll put links in the description below to Kimberley and to Bailey of Bristol, so you can have a look at all the models in the range from Bailey. So there we go. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.